Hello students, and welcome to the lecture on physical distribution. After the lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Explain the concept of physical distribution. Define the various channels of distribution. Explain the promotion tools. Define the channels of distribution for consumer industrial products. Let's start with the introduction of physical distribution. Physical distribution is the collective term for a series of interrelated functions involved in the physical transfer of finished goods from producer to consumer, directly or through intermediaries. The physical distribution concept involves materials and products, planning, implementation, and physical control from their origin point to the consuming points to satisfy consumers' needs and making profit for the organization. Concept of physical distribution. Let's now discuss the concept of physical distribution. Physical distribution is the set of activities concerned with efficient movement of finished goods from the end of the production operation to the consumer. Physical distribution takes place within numerous wholesaling and retailing distribution channels, and includes such important decision areas as customer service, inventory control, materials handling, order procession, transportation, warehouse site selection, and warehousing. Physical distribution activities have recently received increasing attention from business managers, including small business owners. This is due in large part to the fact that these functions often represent almost half of the total marketing costs of a product. Importance of physical distribution. Physical distribution is managed with a systems approach and considers key interrelated functions to provide efficient movement of products. The functions are interrelated because any time a decision is made in one area, it has to have an effect on the others. Managing physical distribution from a systems approach can provide benefits in controlling costs and meeting customer service demands. Function of physical distribution systems. The key functions within the physical distribution system are customer service. The customer service function is a strategically designed standard for consumer satisfaction, which the business intends to provide its customers. Order processing. Order processing is designed to take the customer's orders and execute the specifics the customer has purchased. The business is concerned with this function because it directly relates to how the customer is serviced and attaining the customer service goals. Inventory control. Inventory control is a major role player in the distribution system of a business. Costs consider investment into current inventory, loss of demand for products, and depreciation. There have been inventory control systems implemented, such as first in, first out, and flow-through, which are methods for businesses to handle products. Transportation and logistics. Transportation and logistics costs are a large component of the marketing budget for a product. The system is what moves the products from the production line to the end customer. This system includes transportation of over land, sea, and air, and the storage and processing of goods through warehouses and distribution centers. Packaging and materials. The packaging and materials function includes all of the activities that are related to manufacturing and maneuvering products through the production facility and transportation and logistics terminals. Putting freight on pallets or using bubble wrap or paper to hold the products in place are common approaches to securing the value of the goods. Role of distribution in marketing. Distribution channels include methods of selling as well as locations. Methods include direct sales, wholesalers, and retailers. Direct sales involving selling directly to the consumer with no middleman, such as in a store, online, or with a catalog. Using a wholesaler involves a distributor to get the product into a variety of channels one might not reach by themselves. Using retailers, one sells to stores that mark up a product to make their profit. Sales volume. One of the functions of a distribution channel is to optimize sales volume. Even though one might have several opportunities to distribute a product, one might have limited capacity to make a product, so one must look at which will help generate the most sales. Cost of sales. Some distribution channels require more cost to use. For example, a direct sale requires order processing and fulfillment, including staff time, shipping, and credit card processing software, and transaction fees. Other options might require promotional costs, such as signage, coupons, displays, and sales calls. Profits. Once one knows expected sales from a potential distribution channel, cost of sales and price per unit, one can calculate profit margin per item and gross profits. This helps one determine which distribution options are the best for one based on ability to fund sales and produce goods. Brand. If one relies on a strong brand in the marketplace, one must consider the effect that selling in a particular location or using a particular method has on a brand. Selling a high-end product through a supermarket where one is sold next to bargain brands can damage a company's image.
Maybe your product requires a physical distribution channel. Let's take a look at all the choices that you might have when you start your company. The first one is you might be an OEM. OEM stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. You might have a component, let's say a graphics chip, that goes inside of someone else's laptop. So you might be a graphics supplier to Apple or Hewlett-Packard. But it's Apple and HP's name and their brand that shows up on the outside of the box. And so while you're making money, it is their marketing and brand. So for a system integrator, you might be selling to a company, let's say you're Cisco, but you're selling to somebody who's building an entire telephone switching network. And this system integrator would take your component, your switches and routers, and actually build out a system that includes devices from other companies, and they add some value-added software and additional hardware and create an entire system for an end user. A value-added reseller might take a computer system, add other pre-packaged softwares from other third-party vendors, add maybe some utilities of their own, and sell a turnkey solution to an end user. And so they build less complex systems with less value added than system integrators, but they could be great partners. In a physical channel, a direct sales force are salespeople that work for you directly and typically sell directly to the end user. Now, if you're delivering a physical product, one of the alternate channels that you might want to consider is the web or online sales as well. So for some industries, distributors play a pivotal role in the distribution of the product. They provide wholesale warehousing, they provide distribution and accounting, bill collection, etc. And distributors might sell to dealers. Most dealers are just simply storefronts. Some of them might actually add some service or support, but they're essentially an extension of the distribution channel. And they talk to the end users. So dealers might not have a physical storefront for end user customers, but retailers are all about Main Street and talking to your customers. Another form of retailer are mass merchants. So instead of just small storefronts, they aggregate tens or hundreds of thousands of products under one roof.
Let's now discuss the various channels of distribution. A marketing channel of distribution consists of individuals and businesses that participate in the process of making a firm's product or service available for use or consumption by the end user. Marketing channel design and marketing channel management constitute the most important decisions a firm must make regarding its distribution strategy. Direct channels. A direct marketing channel is one in which the producing firm establishes contact with the clients of its products or services and performs all the channel functions. To this end, firms use a variety of vehicles to communicate and sell to their customers, including sales personnel, catalogs, email, the internet, and more recently, text messaging. Indirect channels. An indirect marketing channel consists of a chain of businesses involved in the distribution process, each passing the product down until it finally reaches the end user. An indirect marketing channel might just mean using a retailer to get to the end consumer, or it might imply using both a wholesaler and a retailer, or even using an agent, broker, sales representative, a wholesaler, and a retailer. Resellers. Resellers purchase or even take ownership of products from the producing firm with the intention of selling them to others. The most common categories are retailers. Retailers sell products directly to final consumers. Adding a retailer is most common when it is large and can buy in big quantities from the producer, or when the cost of inventory makes it too expensive to use a wholesaler. Wholesalers. Wholesalers purchase products from suppliers, such as producers or other wholesalers, and in turn sell them to other resellers, such as retailers or other wholesalers. Industrial distributors. Industrial distributors work mainly in the business-to-business market and perform a variety of functions, including selling, stocking, and delivering a full product assortment and financing. Specialty service firms. Specialty service firms provide additional services to help with the exchange of products, but generally do not purchase the product. That is, they don't take ownership of it. The most common categories are agents, organizations that mainly work to bring suppliers and buyers together in exchange for a fee. Manufacturers' agents and selling agents are the two major types used by producing firms. Brokers. A broker's role is to bring sellers and buyers together for a fee, but they do not have a continuous relation with the seller or the buyer. Distribution service firms offer services to facilitate the movement of products, such as assistance with transportation, storage, and order processing. Let's now discuss the promotional tools. Promotion is any communicative activity whose main object is to move forward a product, service, or idea in a chain of distribution. The promotional activities always attempt to affect knowledge, attitudes, preferences, and behavior of the recipients, that is, buyers. Promotion has three specific purposes. It communicates marketing information to consumers, users, and prospects. Besides just communication, promotion persuades and convinces the buyers. Promotional efforts act as powerful tools of communication, providing the cutting edge to its entire marketing program. Thus, promotion is a form of non-price competition. Sales promotion. Sales promotion means to give short-term incentives to encourage purchase or sale of a product or service. Sales promotion includes those activities that supplement both personal selling and advertising, and coordinate them and help them to make effective, such as display shows and expositions, demonstrations, and other non-recurrent selling efforts not in the ordinary routine. Did you know the term promotion is usually an in expression used internally by the marketing company, but not normally to the public or to the market? Phrases like special offer are more common. Objectives of sales promotion. Sales promotions as a tool of communication and promotion fulfills the following objectives. Sales promotion helps in introducing new products. It also helps in overcoming any unique competitive situation. It can be used for overcoming the seasonal slumps in sales. It helps in retrieving the lost accounts. It also helps to boost dropping sales of any product of the company. Sales promotion techniques. The sales promotion techniques or tools have 3 distinctive features. Communication. Sales promotion attracts the attention of the consumer and gives him such information that he is led to the product or service. Incentive. They give some incentive, concession, inducement, or contribution that gives added value to the consumer. Invitation. They give a distinct invitation to the consumer to enter into a transaction with the dealer or the company. Advertising. Advertising is perhaps the most important tool of promotion that companies use to direct persuasive communications to target buyers and the public. Advertising is defined by the American Management Association as any paid form of non-personal presentation and promotion of ideas, goods, or services by an identified sponsor. Setting the advertising objectives. The first step in developing an advertising program is to set the advertising objectives. These can be classified on the basis of the aim, which can be either to inform the target about the product features, performance, service available, a price change, or new uses, etc. To persuade the prospect to remain brand loyal or switch brands, or to purchase now, etc. To remind the buyer or the prospect about the product or its features, price, where to buy it from, etc. Did you know advertising was created with the innovative techniques introduced with tobacco advertising in the 1920s, most significantly with the campaigns of Edward Bernays, which is often considered the founder of modern Madison Avenue advertising. Personal selling. Personal selling is a highly distinctive form of promotion. Like other forms of promotion, personal selling is basically a method of communication. But unlike others, it is a two-way rather than one-directional communication. It involves not only the individual, but social behavior. Each of the persons are in face-to-face contact, and the salesman and prospect influence each other. Objectives of personal selling. Personal selling helps in the following major areas: to improve sales volume of the company's different products, to ensure the proper mix of products in the total sales volume, to increase the market share of the company, to help in collecting the amounts due from the market, to help in gathering and reporting marketing intelligence.
Well, personal selling is when an individual is actually doing the selling. Let's say you're in a department store and you're looking to buy a nice new suit, and one of the attendants, salespeople, comes over and helps you pick out that suit and finds the one that fits you just right. Well, that's an example of personal selling. Well, they personally attended to you. Now, a sales promotion could be, let's say that same store is advertising widely in the newspapers, on TV, they're having a coat sale. All over you're seeing that they are selling coats. It's on the radio, it's on television, it's in the newspaper. And so you walk into the store, you pick out a coat, and you buy it as a result of that sales promotion that store was doing by putting all this information in the newspaper, on the radio, on TV. And that's what did the selling. Not an individual, but the mediums in which the corporation elected to show you that they were having a sale.
Direct marketing. Direct marketing is sometimes controversial sales method through which advertisers advertisers approach potential customers directly with products or services. The most common forms of direct marketing are telephone sales, solicited or unsolicited emails, and emailed or mailed catalogs, brochures, and coupons. The goal is to inform customers of products or services that they may need without waiting for customers to initiate contact. Online marketing. Online marketing is the promotion of products and services using the internet. Lower cost of dissemination of information and a global audience are the main advantages. Marketing tools can be used to find the hot spot of a website or the place that gets the most traffic. These tools can also help ensure a top ranking for a site or repair broken links. Another way to increase revenue via internet marketing is to use keyword suggestion tools. Keyword research is a very important aspect of online marketing campaigns. If a site is not targeting the right keywords, in all probability, it's losing potential customers. Let's now discuss the channels of distribution for consumer industrial products. Consumer channels. Manufacturers may reach out to consumers either directly, that is, without using distribution channels, or by using one or more distribution channel members. Manufacturer to consumer. The company contacts customers directly through salespersons, mail, telephone, or the internet and makes sales. The products are sent directly to the customers by the manufacturers. Manufacturer to retailer to consumer. Retailers have grown in size. Growth in retailer size means that it has become economic for manufacturers to supply directly to retailers rather than through wholesalers. Manufacturer to agent to wholesaler to retailer to consumers. A company uses this channel when it enters foreign markets. It does not have enough sales to warrant the setting up of a sales and distribution infrastructure, and therefore it delegates the task of selling its product to an agent who does not take title of the goods. The agent contacts wholesalers in the foreign market and receives commission on sales. Industrial channels. Industrial channels are usually shorter than consumer channels. Direct selling is prevalent due to a closer relationship between the manufacturer and the customer, as well as due to the nature of the products sold. Manufacturer to industrial customers. This is a common channel for expensive industrial products like heavy equipments and machines. There needs to be a close relationship between the manufacturer and the customer because the product affects the operations of the buyer. Manufacturer to agent to industrial customer. A company that sells industrial products can employ the services of an agent who may sell a range of products from several producers on a commission basis. Such an arrangement spreads selling costs and is beneficial to companies who do not have the resources to set up their own sales and distribution operation. Manufacturer to agent to distributor to industrial customers. The manufacturer employs an agent rather than a dedicated sales force to serve distributors, mainly because it's less expensive to do so. The agent may sell the goods of several suppliers to an industrial distributor, who further sells it to the business user. Service channels. Distribution channel for services are usually short and are either direct or use an agent. Since stocks are not held, the role of wholesalers, retailers, or industrial distributors does not apply. Service provider to agent to consumer or industrial customer. Agents are used when the service provider is geographically away from customers and when it's not economical for the provider to establish its own local sales team. Service provider via internet to consumer or industrial customer. Increasingly, services like music, software solutions, and financial information are being distributed via the internet. This distribution channel is successful in the case of products which can be downloaded. It's a very useful channel for information products. Factors affecting channel distribution. The international marketer needs a clear understanding of market characteristics and must have established operating policies before beginning the selection of channel middlemen. The following points should be addressed prior to the selection process. Identify specific target markets within and across countries. Specify marketing goals in terms of volume, market share, and profit margin requirements. Specify financial and personal commitments to the development of international distribution. Identify control, length of channels, terms of sale, and channel ownership. Cost. The two kinds of channel costs are the capital or investment cost of developing the channel and the continuing cost of maintaining it. Marketing costs must be considered as the entire difference between the factory of the goods and the price the consumer ultimately pays for the merchandise. The costs of middlemen include transporting and storing the goods, breaking bulk, providing credit and local advertising sales representatives, and negotiations. Capital requirements. The financial ramifications of a distribution policy are often overlooked. Critical elements are capital requirement and cash flow patterns associated with using a particular type of middleman. Maximum investment is usually required when a company establishes its own internal channels, that is, its own sales force. Use of distributors or dealers may lessen the capital investment, but manufacturers often have to provide initial inventories on consignment loans, floor plans, or other arrangements. Management of channels. Channel management is a term that refers to the way that a business or a supplier of products uses various marketing techniques and sales strategies to reach the widest possible customer base. The management of channels are goals. Define specific goals one has for each channel segment. Consider goals for the channel as whole as well as individual accounts. And remember to consider goals for both acquisition and retention. Policies. Construct well-defined policies for administering the accounts within the channel. Be sure to keep the unique characteristics of each segment in mind when defining policies for account setup, order management, product fulfillment, etc. Products. Identify which products and offering are most suited for each segment and create appropriate messaging. Also determine where upsell opportunities lie. Current trends in wholesaling and retailing. The wholesale and retail sector is a dynamic and innovative sector, which employs 14.2% of those employed in Ireland and accounts for 11% of value added in the economy. The sector makes widespread use of information, communications, and other technologies to optimize the flow of goods from producers to consumers. Wholesale and retail businesses are an essential part of every economy, which responds strongly to trends in the wider economy. As the economy pulls out of its current problems, consumer spending will increase, driving renewed growth both in wholesale and retail activity and in employment. Wholesale and retail sector skills. While the wholesale and retail sector does not have a high-skill public image, the reality is that much of the employment in this sector is quite highly skilled. This is reflected in relatively high average levels of pay among those employed full-time in the sector. While the educational attainment profile of the sector is below that for the economy as a whole, it has improved rapidly. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Production is the creation of goods and services. These goods and services can be produced in factories or industries and stored in warehouses. The physical distribution concept involves materials and products planning, implementation, and physical control from their origin point to the consuming points, as to satisfying consumers' needs and getting profit for the organization. The importance of physical distribution to a company can vary and is typically associated with the type of product and the necessity it has to consumer satisfaction. A marketing channel of distribution, or marketing channel, consists of individuals and businesses that participate in the process of making a firm's product or service available for use or consumption by the end user, consumers or industrial users. Sales promotion is a direct and immediate inducement that adds an extra value to the product so that it prompts the dealers, distributors, or the ultimate consumers to buy the product.